Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program, where in the previous episode we made mistakes in life in general, and today we're going to continue with those, but also I'm kind of hoping, I don't know if we can manage it, but I'm hoping we can go Interplanetary today. The research should be done soon, it's ticking down right now and it's not taking too long to go. Yeah, it's going at a speed, a couple of seconds per science cube, but that doesn't leave us very long. And then technically we can just go for it. I don't know if it'll be very effective. Our ability to fly between worlds will be, you know, as basic as it can be, but it's something to be getting started with. We're also researching titanium, so we can actually do something with said interplanetary trip. We can go get some titanium, get it smelted, and start using it to make stuff, and also some silicon while we're there. Let's just check the tech tree. Oh, where we see the power is a mess. Ah, yes, I was going to sort out oil-based power, and then I didn't. Perhaps we'll do that today. But I think that'll probably be next time because I really want to go to space. So we can't get the better engine until we have titanium, because that is used for the yellow cubes. So apart from getting, well, walking faster, which in itself is useful, and getting faster, or getting one more construction drone task instead of another bot, interesting. Apart from those, there's nothing else we can do with the personal upgrades right now. So are there any techs we can get that we might want to? We might want to try and beeline it for the yellow science pack. See if we can work towards that. There it is, the structure matrix. For that we need high strength crystal, and for that we need organic crystal. However, the hydrogen fuel rod might be something we want to go for first, because that's going to make things easier for us. It's a much better supply of fuel, so we'll be able to fly more easily. The engines will still be rubbish, but it will definitely improve our prospects. Speaking of, I think we actually want to go back just for a little bit while we wait for this to be done. Oh, to the good old tactic of destroying all rocks, because you see, some of these contain little bits of titanium, and I think sometimes silicon, and I want it because if we can scrounge together a little bit of this stuff, we could actually get some extra hydrogen fuel rods before we go. That said, we have 4 already. We have something to work with, but 4 isn't a lot. I think the stack size is 10 for a start. So I'm just grabbing every rock I can see that I'm allowed to while the science is still going. Because yes, of course, interplanetary travel uses a lot of energy, and our energy generation struggles when we're in space, because while you're in space, your engines are constantly firing, even if they're not actually accelerating you anywhere. It's a little bit weird, but we're going to get stuck. Oh, no, we're not. Nice. So, as soon as you're in space, you're burning fuel, and you can't actually stop. So, you have to have enough passive generation or generation from the fuel you have to counteract that. And if you don't, you're in big trouble. You're going to be set adrift in space and going to have a real bad time of it. I think you can still regen, but I'm not sure. I've been lucky so far in that I haven't actually been set adrift in space, but I fear it constantly and prefer to play it safe. But there we go. We unlocked the mecha sail. We can now go interplanetary.
Double-click the space key to lift off to enter the flight mode, and keep pressing the forward direction and space keys in the flight mode.
Yep, just hold down space and forward and you'll get there. You just keep going up until eventually it realizes what you're trying to do and sends you into space. I think you can actually mouse over these and see what is in them. I don't know if it tells you... Oh yeah, no, it does. There you go. There's a titanium rock, so we can actually seek out the specific stones that have titanium. I've looked at that one already. Struggling to keep track of what's what. In fact, do they look different? I'm not sure. And silicon you can scrounge together by using rock, even though that's a terrible idea. Titanium, you have to either find the rock studded about the place or mine it elsewhere. Yeah, there aren't many of them. Wait, what's kimberlite ore? What? Oh. Also, the game froze. Okay. Kimberlite ore. Rare ore directly crystallized from kimberlite magma under CO2-rich conditions, and diamond can be obtained by further smelting. Gathered from kimberlite vein. Interesting that I just came across some chunks of that. That's new. I guess because it was specifically a titanium. Maybe you can always get titanium from these. I need to actually look and see if titanium shows up when I mine these things that I know aren't titanium. So let's keep an eye out. Oh, we got some silicon from that, and I don't think it said I was gonna. So maybe because that one was actually titanium. Oh, there we go. Yep, there wasn't. Okay, so it gives you titanium sometimes in normal rocks when you mine them, and then also there are sometimes titanium rocks which will apparently potentially give you kimberlite. So that's cool. So we can actually mine all of these to get little bits of titanium potentially out of them. That's good to know. How much have we got so far? I mean, we've got over a stack of the stuff. We've done all right here. We could smelt it right now. I could get to making the hydrogen fuel cells. Though actually, I don't know if you probably can't craft those yourself. I reckon that's one of those ones where oh no, you can hand make hydrogen fuel rods. All right, so literally as soon as we've got both these techs unlocked, I can make myself some fuel on the fly before we even get there, and then I know I've got plenty to work with. That's nice. And maybe it's overkill, but I really don't want to be set adrift in space, guys. It's not a good time. Was that some... Aha! Beeline for that. Forget everything else. A couple of spots of titanium here. They're going to give us more kimberlite? Not this time. So yeah, there is a particular funny looking rock that has titanium. It's kind of a taller, spikier, more harshly cornered thing. That is a good thing to be aware of. I'm hoping we can just kind of blast through it. And we're ticking along. We're going. Are all the labs running? Can I see them from here? I'm too far along. Well, we've gone further than I realized. There's a base up there. Base is up there. I got turned around. Oh, there's another one. How'd I miss that one right there? Oh, and yep, another one. How about that? Yeah, I was less sure about that one. There's actually quite a lot of this stuff dotted around, so you can make a good supply of titanium just off of paying attention on your own home planet. We could smelt the silicon we have right now just on ourselves. Oh, inventory's full. Stop. Whoops. Oh no. It was annihilating all of our silicon. Oh dear. Yep. Getting with a lot of junk. We're there. Hey, there's home. Oh, the labs are barely going. What's this about? Hang on a minute. Is it graphite? Oh, it's graphite. Ah. I see. There's just too much being used for fuel right now. Barely anything's getting through. This is draining rapidly. So it's good that we're looking for alternate fuel sources. For the mech, at least. Okay, I gotta dump all of this for the moment. We got way too much stone as well, of course. Funny that, you get a bunch of stone when you gather stone. Who'd have thunk it? What's ended up with? Oh, a bunch of extra everything else because of all my faffing about with the main bus last episode. I've ended up with lots of extra stuff here. Oh dear. Also, there's something important I must do. You see, I've currently got a weird amount of concrete. I've got 250 because I ran off from here before I finished the job. I was gonna put the storages here and then I changed my mind, but I've got to make sure I've got a round number of foundation going on, you see. It's very important. But I also need something I remembered. There's some tasks we can get on with before we get to going into Planetary, because I'm holding out for the titanium so I can get that fuel. I mean, I could pick it up once I'm already over there. That is one way of doing it. Because the science will quite possibly be done while I'm away from the planet. But I need a whole bunch of these electromagnetic turbines, so I can make a whole bunch of level 2 belts and start implementing them in key locations that will help things to progress a little bit better. Nearly got through the entire backlog here. Plenty built up, very nice. Can we get exactly 200? Oh, can we get exactly 300 even? If we hang about for a second, which I'm willing to do. And one more. Nice. We also probably need more gears. We always need more gears. I haven't got these being stored yet, so struggle getting the supply. Oh, there we go. We got titanium smelting. Nice. Okay, that's all the backlog of gears. In that case, let me head back over here.
The data shows this is a planet without natural titanium
This is a fun one.
veins.
Gravels.
Perhaps you can get some by collecting gravel. If you need a massive titanium collection,
They changed
you
the.
need to
Did they
find a
change the
planet
voice acting
rich
already, or
with
did they?
titanium veins as soon
I
as
forget, because
possible.
some of them just the voice acting is wrong. Some of them just the text is wrong. And there might be one where like the voice acting was always correct. Hard to keep track. No shade to the devs. The English isn't their first language. It's fair enough, really, but it's endearing. I always find it funny. Right, let's make a ton of belts. Oh. And let's make them in tens. And see how many we can do before we run out of something. Gears are actually going to be the first thing we run out of. There we go. Alright, that should serve as well. It's going to take a while to make all of those. I know I should make a thing that makes them, and I will. I just haven't got round to that part of the plan yet. We're good for circuits, we're good for magnets. Yeah, it's just the things we've just used, including iron. How many's that? Do 6 stacks. Right, I'm gonna make some titanium smelting. Where to put it? Be further up here. It's a nice open area here. Are there any good rocks? You gotta check. I mean, they're all good rocks. Oh, there's a titanium rock. Let's just clear the rocks. I don't care that much about the trees anymore. I've lost patience for clearing those. They do give you organic crystals, and that does save you a bit of trouble, but you can make those out of oil, meaning that they're renewable. But I think stone is involved. We haven't unlocked them yet, so I can't check. But they're for yellow science, and so that's pretty near future. Something we do want to bear in mind. Actually, you know what? I don't think we want to smelt on the planet, so I'm just going to smelt these myself. I know my bot's already busy with quite a lot of work, but I'm sure he'll find the time. Oh, apparently I got a tree there. There's another proper titanium one. I definitely want to get the titanium ones now, because apparently they can have better stuff. I guess whatever kind of rock it is, it has a chance of getting something that's a higher tier. And so, stone can give you silicon or titanium, and then titanium can give you kimberlite or maybe other things too. That time it gave us coal. I guess coal is like in that position on the tree, considered higher. I don't know. Another rock lurking over there. What's that thing? Is that just a normal stone? It won't tell me because I'm too far away. How about now? There we go. It's just normal stone. Damn. But yeah, we don't actually need the smelting to happen here. We can have the smelting happen off-world. We can start getting into the proper interplanetary stuff. How's our belt production going? We got over 200 of them already. Very good. Fortunately, we're having to make all of the level 1 belts as we go. Didn't have enough of those to hand. But let's start implementing these belts. Oh, this is the wrong thing. I want to use the upgrade facilities button, which is brand new. I'm going to use it to upgrade this belt. And now the whole belt is level 2. It's glorious. I love this feature so much. It's got a limit, so it will have run out somewhere along here. Presumably. Oh, here it is. You can see the color change right there. And we got enough to do more. And on we go. We got to get it all the way up to the storages for it to be effective. Otherwise, you know, unfortunately with belts, a belt is only as fast as its slowest segment. And so it doesn't matter how fast the stuff is going, it's going to be held back by this. Oh, damn it. We're currently crafting level 1s in the queue. No, we're making these. At least we are now. Almost there. Okay, partially there, and enough for it to be good, I think. Well, let's try and do the entire section. That's going to give us a bunch of level 1s to work with. Turn into level 2s. Save us the trouble there. Come on now. Oh, keeps leaving bits. There we go, whole thing's upgraded. And oh no, there's a bit missing. Whoops. Okay, now it's going at a double speed. Much better. Now we're mining twice as fast as we were before. It will now take half the time to clear out that deposit than it did before. So now instead of like 24 hours, it could be 12. It'll probably be more than 12 actually, I don't know. It's hard to estimate these things. I mean, someone could work it out based on like the rate that it's currently dropping, but you've got to factor in that some things are going to shut down. Not all the miners are running right now, but well, that's not going to affect that number, I suppose. You can see like what the fastest would be if all the miners could mine. I could get a second belt going, but I don't know if that's worth the hassle. It won't be long before I can get level 3 belts and plug them in here, upgrade it again. At that point, it might be going as fast as this thing can handle. Then again, I'm not sure about that. There may still not be all of them running. Huh. Maybe a second belt is in order. Because yeah, right now less than half is going consistently. So even doubling it won't help. 4 miners are going. The 5th one occasionally switches on. There's another 5 as well as that. I think it needs 2 belts even if it's a level 3 belt. Level 3 belts more than double a level 2 belt speed. It goes 6 per second, 12 per second, 30 per second. So you are going to get extra out of it. And I think that will matter though, actually. I think that will make enough of a difference. Maybe it's okay. It's very hard to tell because, of course, they all mine at different speeds. They all mine depending on the number of nodes they're covering. So like this one and this one are terrible for their node coverage. And this one as well, kind of. So that might mean that a level 3 can handle it. Maybe we don't need more. That would save me the trouble of building another one. And then I've got all these belts spare. Oh, we're approaching smelting the titanium. We're also halfway through the science, so we're getting there. I said to hold off long enough that we get that done. And I'm hoping that we will be done pretty soon. We could do something about the... Oh, hello. Uh-oh. Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, look at the power. We're in a death spiral. Not again. Uh-oh. What can we do about it this time? It's actually a bit of a struggle. I mean, we could just put more furnaces in, I suppose. I think that's got to be how it is. I wanted to switch to oil, but we got to do this in the meantime or we're in serious trouble. This might be enough to tip the balance back in our favor. Why did I put the power pole right there? That's the worst place. There we go. Let's see if this is enough to make the difference. And we're going to need a faster belt to supply the necessary coal, but we can do that. Upgrade this whole thing. Is that actually enough being mined? Ooh. It is building up just. And then this is actually going to need upgrading as well. Technically. Right, That's going to make a little bit of a difference. Is it enough of a difference? Is it going to take us back out of the death spiral? It's already got worse in the time it took for us to realize. So it's about 66. It's now kind of holding around there. Oh, a lot of this is actually going into science right now. We don't want that. We want it to actually go to the power. The power is most important. It's the wrong button entirely. Let's try that again. There we go. We want it to try and like we told it to prioritize. The problem is, because things are coming in from 2 different points, if ever an item comes into both ends at once, then one of them will go out of the non-priority one, because they'll both try and exit at the same time, and the second one will be like, well, there's no room to go out that way, so I'll go out this way, I guess. It's kind of a problem with these, so you kind of want to, like, having them all be here is actually sometimes a bad idea. You might want to have 2 splitters that work independently. So you have, like, a splitter that just takes the 2 inputs and merges them, then a splitter that prioritizes sending it one way over the other. That way you don't get any extras going out the non-priority way. But we don't actually care about that too much because we're trying to do science in the first place. The fact that we're having to send all the graphite this way is bad for us, in a way, but we have to or the power fails. Okay, power's doing better than... Oh, it was. Now it's doing worse. It's kind of all over the place. It's not quite sure. We're running out of our own supply of graphite. I mean, we've got some spare here, so we'll be okay, but hopefully we can... I mean, I can start using hydrogen. We have it just stored, I suppose. There's no reason not to. Let's have a look at the power graph. You can see that, like, for the last, like, nearly 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes, it's been struggling. And you can see, like, one of them failed and then was coming back on and failing, and then it stopped coming back on, and then another one failed and came back a bit and failed, and then they both came back for a second for some reason. And you can see slowly but surely each one has stopped coming back, and then the next one has failed, and that's a death spiral. It just slowly gets worse and worse. But then we've kicked it back up, and it looks like we're back in a stable situation now. All of the generators are once again running, and so any failure to satisfy power demands is just that we simply are drawing more power than these things can make, but not enough that the furnaces aren't running properly. But they are actually not all getting fed. We do need another miner running on this thing to make sure that that line is well supplied. What can we get away with? That's a pretty good one right there. What do we get there? 8 veins. Very good. Connect that up, and this should now be fine. Sorted. Building up very quickly. This won't be a problem anymore. Though every new structure that you build does bring you closer again to a death spiral. The death spiral happens once, like, whatever is providing the generators with their power source are not getting a good enough share. And unfortunately miners kind of don't count. It's really the furnaces. If the furnaces aren't getting enough of a share of the power, then they can't make enough to sustain themselves, and that's how the spiral happens. And the miners actually don't factor in this case. In Factorio, the miners count, because the miners are the direct supplier of the coal to the steam engines. But because there is this intermediate step, which you don't actually have to have, but I put it in, that is now what must get the power share to be okay. You can put it on a separate grid and things like that to make sure it always happens. Like, some people will make like a wind power field somewhere, and then they'll hook it up to their, like, whatever is making the fuel, so that a death spiral can't happen. But that's a lot of faffing about to do, like making sure things don't connect where they're not meant to and stuff, and I don't care. I mean, I put this in the middle, so I'd have to put it somewhere else if I wanted to put it on an independent power grid without risking accidentally reconnecting it to the main one. So you gotta leave that as it is in this case, and it doesn't matter that much. Some graphite is getting through, not as much as I would like. One way to do something about that is to increase production of all things oil. We are getting up there in terms of refined oil, so we could just do more cracking. Because ultimately the only thing that cracking consumes is refined oil. So we don't actually need more basic oil production happening. We need it to be cracked more. Let's make 4 of them. Oh, we're still working away at the titanium. We've made good progress, though. We'll stop that and then queue it back up afterwards. And, oh, we're going to need a bit of concreting here. We have some to hand. Using up some of our soil, but right now we have tons of the stuff, actually. That's good. Kind of cheating, but it uses 100, and it's what we have left. Breaking my own rules slightly there. Oh, we're making all the prerequisite stone bricks again. Right, I can go stock up on those now. I never actually did after I set that up. Let's make sure we're good on that front, though. We're a little bit short on space. Let's make sure we've got all the space we can get. I want to keep all the titanium, of course, though. Anything else? I mean, we've got an excess of these, and one extra of those that we don't need. There's stuff that we can get rid of. Also got this graphite. Oh, I should not be flying right now. my poor graphite supply. Struggling as it is. I need to go get hydrogen. Actually, refined oil is the thing we have too much of. But we'll end up making too much hydrogen in a minute, so let's go for that instead. We want to keep the refined oil because that can be made into graphite. And later I will set up actual oil power. It's just too much else going on right now. I want to get to space today. Right, we'll run off hydrogen for a while. We'll blast through the stuff, but it works. And there's plenty of it to go around. Right, the refineries are ready. So, run those along. This is one of those times where you wish that blueprints could be a thing. And they kind of can in certain ways, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Oh, we have run up to the edge of where the grid goes wonky here. That's what I get for running a north-south array. Shouldn't have done it this way, but I did. It's too late now. Just have to widen it instead. Or maybe have it turn a corner in this grid and then be north-south at this level. Out of the way of the bus and other things that it might interfere with. Right. Drones are a little bit faster these days, but there's a lot to build here. There you go, and then on the inside is hydrogen. So we hit tab once. And then we hit tab twice. Wait, do we? No, hang on. Graphite. Graphite's what we want to unload. We want to hit tab 3 times for this one. Or if we copy the recipe, it might cut out. Yeah, there we go. Then we just have to hit it twice. It's a smart system. I like it. And then power. And we've unlocked the hydrogen fuel rod right on time. We just set up this, making even more hydrogen for us. That should all be running. Gonna burn through the backlog for a while, but it'll of course fill up again. All the hydrogen goes back into the loop. So for a while there'll be less hydrogen being made, but in a minute it'll come back up to speed. And we'll be making twice as much graphite over here as we were before, which will help out the science. Okay. Let's make some hydrogen fuel rods. And yet we can indeed... Oh, wait. We need... I don't have any hydrogen on me. That's kind of important. Let's just hoover it off the belt for now. We'll make something that produces them, don't worry. But right now I just want to throw some together so I can get going. How much do I need? Like, I guess 100 is going to give me 20 of them. And then... stack size is 10, I think. That equates to 50 hydrogen. Okay, that's not a round number at all, but let's go. Okay. We can make 30 of them. And, yeah, we got the titanium for the job. We don't need much of it to do the thing. And now that we have a source of this stuff, we don't have to worry about having any hydrogen fueling us anymore, so that didn't last long. That means we can make another 10. Very nice. Let's carry on hoovering up some more. We want plenty in stock for an interplanetary journey. Try and get exactly 100. Very nice. That lets us make 20 more. Oh, is the stack size 20? Is that what it is? Struggling to keep track. Yeah, I think it must be 20 then, in which case it's the equivalent of... No, never mind. What is it 50? I'm so confused. Either way, we're going to have tons of this stuff. And we're going to need it. Maybe I should have set it up on the bus already. Is the stack size 50? I swear it wasn't. I'm losing track of these things. $30, there we go. Okay, so 30, and that's equivalent of 150 hydrogen. So previously you could store 80 in your whole fuel chamber. Now you can store 600. So yeah, there we go. I was thinking like it can't be 50. 50 is way too much. But when it wasn't 20, I was getting very, very confused. 30 is a weird number to have, but sure. It's all coming back to me now. Gotta keep making them. In fact, I'm gonna, specifically for this purpose, I'm gonna, this is a silly idea. I'm gonna upgrade this belt. If it's gonna let me. I'm gonna upgrade this belt to level 2, simply so that when I click on it, I can pick them up at twice the speed. Because it's annoying how slow it was going before. Oh, hello. Steady on, autosave. Had a bit of a struggle there, that one. I just want to make sure I have tons of the stuff. Oh, I've stopped picking it up. Oh no, I hit my limit, didn't I? My inventory's full. I forgot the stack size of this stuff is 20. When the number stops going up and you're still picking them up, stop immediately, because that means that it's being thrown into the void. You're no longer picking any up, and that's bad news. Gotta bear that one in mind. Yeah, I thought the stack size was lower, so I thought filling myself up would be a quicker job. Oh, damn it. One too many. Ruining everything. Okay, we've got over 2 full stacks. I think that's enough for a careful interstellar journey. I'll just have some more queued up so that we're still making it. And that'll make me feel a bit safer about things. But I gotta watch it because my inventory's getting more full. I don't want to end up dumping it again. That would be a waste. Right, we've got 113 queued up. We got 10 right there. We got like 70 in us. I think we're okay. So now I want to make some other kind of preparations. I think though we've got everything we need. Yes. No. I gotta queue up the production of some wind turbines, I think. Actually, no. Solar panels will... Oh, solar panels are made of silicon. We have some around, but I don't want to faff about with that. We're gonna make a stack of wind turbines. Then, do I have some storages? Yes, good. I'm gonna plonk down a storage. Let's go put it over next to this other storage I've got. Stick that there. And I'm going to dump all my worldly possessions. Nearly. We'll hang on to these. My belts. Oh, let's just sort it. Yeah, this, all this. These will stay. These will go. This will all stay. Right. Ready to go with that. This craft is ongoing. That is ongoing. That's fine. Right, we're going to do it. We are going to go to space today. Our target is Delta Bootis 2. currently quite a long way away, unfortunately. It is, I think, catching up with us. But it's going to take a long time for it to do that. I don't have the patience. Like, the orbital period is a little bit less than an hour. So it would take... Well, we're also orbiting. I have to work, like, I can't be bothered with those physics, but, like, it's going this way, we're going this way, but it's going faster, so eventually, like, there's a point where, like, the distance between us is this, in which case it's really easy to travel between. But unfortunately, that's not the case. In fact, currently the gas giant is in the way. We can't see anything, I think, for this thing, or maybe we can just see over it. Where is the gas giant? Oh, there it is. I mean, I can't see... Oh, yep, there we go. There's Delta Boosters 1 and 2. We can see him over there, and the sun is presumably a little bit further over there too. So yeah, it's not the most ideal conditions for spaceflight. It's quite a way away. It's getting closer with every passing moment, but only slowly, and I don't have patience. And what I do have is engines, so let's go.
In sailing mode, you can control the mecha, go to different planets or planetary systems by following the arrows in the space navigation. Hold down the shift key to accelerate, back arrow key to slow down. You can also use the Q/R keys to hold down the right mouse button, dragging to sideward flight.
Flying by our gas giant. Oh, getting caught in the gravity a bit. Let's try and stay on course. Delta Boosters 2, there's our target. Is one actually closer right now? Oh, wrong one. This one. Yeah, one is closer. Or is this where we're going? Maybe I've got it backwards and it's getting further away with every passing moment. Doesn't matter now, we're in space. Okay. So currently we're going incredibly slowly. It's going to take us a very long time to get anywhere this way, but we can shift to boost. However, that burns through our fuel supply. Just destroys it. We do slowly regen it otherwise, because the hydrogen fuel rods are enough to give us a nice boost. So thanks to those, this is way easier. It'll be a much more awkward time for us if we were still running off like hydrogen. If you want to see that slightly rougher time, you can watch the live streams over on Twitch. There's one. Unfortunately, no use to us right now because it doesn't have silicon. I want to find a planet that does both. You see there's a little ball at the bottom that shows you what you're on course for. I think, though, that the red smudge is actually like the gravity well of Delta Boosters 2, though, not the planet itself, because sometimes you can be on course and you're not actually on course. But here we are! We landed! Luckily, you don't have to worry about the speed you land. It always just kind of works out. Now we can have a proper look at this place. Here we go. I see titanium and silicon right next to each other there. All the resources are on one side of the planet, and there's nothing on the other. Interesting arrangement. I guess if I lived here, I'd build my base here, so I didn't ever have to have my main bus go over an ore deposit. But this should do us nicely. In fact, I think there's only 2 silicon deposits on the whole thing. That one and that one. And this one's closer to a titanium deposit than that one is, so this will be our target. So let's see. The axial inclination is 15 degrees. The orbital inclination is 7 degrees. So, yeah, it's slightly wonky. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. What you really want is something with an axial inclination of like 1 degree or less. There's a lot of fun you can have with that, thanks to the poles always being in sunlight, basically. Am I on the right track here? Where is it? Yeah, this way. Okay. Let's go a little bit quicker. Though, we got to be careful about burning our fuel here. We only have so much of the stuff. How's the crafting going? Right, we're done with all the fuel. We're now making those wind turbines. Actually, this is a little bit of a crowded spot. There's a lot going on here. I'm going to go for the other ones instead. They're pretty close. It works out for us. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some stuff while we're here. Let's mine this stuff. So, we don't need to worry too much about speed, because I'm only going to be, like, currently I'm going to be picking this up manually. I'm going to be coming to this planet to grab these materials and bring them back. I don't need them being made quick. It's not like they need to fill up a belt. Just an inventory from time to time. Okay, and then we're going to make some furnace arrays. There's the furnaces. Let's make something up here. That works nicely. Get to put them on the points here. There we go. And actually, you know what? I've realized what time it is, and we should probably leave it there for today. Let's finish our episode on a different planet, and then we'll finish setting up this facility next episode, because there's a couple bits involved in it. I mean, it's not tons, but, like, we're already 10 minutes over, so we'll leave it there. Did you know these episodes are meant to be half an hour long? They never are. I always get too distracted by other things. They end up getting longer and longer as we go. Some people want longer episodes, though, so I suppose most of you aren't going to complain. Also, we don't need that. We know how to fly already. We got this nailed. Yeah. Can we see the sun? No, we can't, because it's below us right now. It's currently nighttime. Yep. Dead behind me. No sun for us. Nothing, in fact. Everything is behind us right now. We don't get any cool view of our star. I should check it. Yeah, it does actually rotate faster than it orbits, so like it does have a day-night cycle. You gotta check these things. Sometimes these things are like tidally locked to the sun, and there's even more interesting stuff you can do when the planet is always looking dead on at the star. That's a fun one. Alright, there we go. We've landed on another planet. Oh, the sun is rising. Very cool. Okay, well, the sun's rising over there. It's going to rise over here in like 70 seconds. Yeah, there we go. Easy enough. We're now in Delta Bootis 2. We've got a fuel supply. We can get back. We're going to build something while we're here, and then it's going to become a part of our factory, at least through an inventory-based connection for the moment, and then later on we'll get something a little bit more automated. But that's all I have time for today, so I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.